Where we are following breaking news from Portsmouth, I-264 remains closed at this hour after protesters shut down both sides just west of the downtown tunnel.
You can see them moving right here. The protest, which has been peaceful in Portsmouth, turned into the interstate being blocked, the off-ramps as well.
10 on your side, Stephanie Harris is live from Portsmouth now with the latest details. So what's happening now, Steph?
Well, Tom and Anita, as one bystander put it to me tonight, what we witnessed here was history. As you can see behind me, the interstate is still shut down after about 60 to 70 protesters stopped in the middle of the street, blocking traffic going both ways through the downtown tunnel. We started a march with them earlier this evening at 757 for this Black Lives Matter 757 movement. We started at IC Norcom and we spoke with the organizer there, and he said, yeah, we're gonna march here from IC Norcom down High Street to the waterfront. So that's what we started off doing. And then all of a sudden, somewhere down the line, they made the decision. Now seems pretty clear that this was a premeditated decision, but to us it was unknown. They made the turn and started walking this way toward the tunnels, and that's where they stopped, and they blocked traffic here for about a half an hour. This was a peaceful protest, and in the end they stood up and shook hands with some of the police officers, and they just walked off here less than 10 minutes ago. So their message tonight that they chanted, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter, and I believe that many people got that message from this demonstration tonight. Tom and Anita?
All right, thank you. They're next to I-264 in the downtown tunnel. Stephanie Harris. Protesters have also gathered clear across Hampton Roads, including Norfolk.
That's right. They started off in several areas there before eventually expanding onto the road there as well. 10 on your sides, Joe Fisher is live with what's going on now. Joe?
Well, Tom and Anita, several hundred people marched down Granby Street. They made a left onto Plume Street, and they ended at the Norfolk Courthouse on St. Paul's Boulevard, where you can see with Facebook Live right now that there's only a few people left. They actually, within the past 5 minutes, have cleared down. Norfolk police are still on scene. This intersection here at Plume Street and St. Paul's Boulevard, all the way down to City Hall Avenue, was shut down to traffic for about 20 minutes. Police here directing traffic. Again, several hundred people here, all with the message, that they want justice and they want to be heard. Several speakers actually took to the podium. They took to the steps of the courthouse. They, standing and telling the crowd that, they want to be heard. They want the violence to stop. They feel that they are treated unfairly, and they feel like they have become targets when it comes to African Americans and the police. So that's why they're out here today. And of course, this is all in response to to two officer-involved shootings this week in Louisiana and Minnesota. But a lot of them are saying this is nothing new, and this is just a time because it's in the headlines to make their voice heard. So a couple of people here still lingering right now. The cops are here directing and making sure that it's still peaceful. But for the most part, this has wrapped up. But again, several hundred people with the Black Lives Matter movement really shutting down Granby Street, Plume Street, and then now St. Paul's Boulevard, it all wrapping up. So right now, that's the scene here. So back to you guys.
All right, Joe Fisher coming to us via Facebook Live. That's what you're looking at right now, so we apologize for the delay, but those are the pictures now live from downtown Norfolk. Now, up to Hampton, where police and protesters worked together to block off roads earlier tonight.
Yeah, we first showed you this protest live on our WAVY News 10 Facebook page, and 10 on your side's Jason Marks is in Hampton with the latest details on that. Jason?
Yeah, guys, tonight's protest was very peaceful. About 150 people protested tonight. They walked up and down the streets here along Mercury. I can tell you the police department talked to the protesters before. They said, hey, we're going to block off the roads so that you guys can have Mercury to yourself. Make sure there just wasn't any issues.
We need your support, police!
If Hampton residents wanted their voices heard,
No peace.
the message was received loud and clear.
All these people out here and across America, we're tired of what's going on right now between police and the black man.
Upset over the recent police-involved deadly shootings where African Americans were killed.
This is just a show for us that we are serious, and it's not just one person saying that this is a problem. You have a multitude of individuals saying there's a problem. If you still choose not to do anything, then you're blatantly contributing to the delinquency of your own community.
It's obvious it's been happening, for a long time, and it just hasn't
stopped yet, and we're praying for police officers and for the community.
The line of protesters left the sidewalk along Mercury Boulevard and took to the streets. It was a showing of unity.
I would just want the crimes that these guys are so-called committing or whatever is happening just handled in a professional manner.
Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot!
Signs in hand, the group marched up and down Mercury and said they'll continue to do so until there's change.
If we get enough guys to protest and continue to protest and continue to protest, we can see change just like we did during the civil rights movement.
I think it makes a difference for us. It gives us support, and it gives us hope, that there will be a change.
And that's what we heard from so many people tonight. They say they're just going to continue to hold events like this until they see a difference. I can tell you here on the peninsula, we had the event in Hampton. We also heard about 100 people lined up along Jefferson Avenue in Newport News. We're live in Hampton tonight. Jason Marks, 10 on your side.
And earlier tonight in Virginia Beach, hundreds of Black Lives Matter protesters marched for justice.
Yeah, many people saying all lives matter, but they feel Black lives are in danger. 10 on your side's Brandy Cummings is live in the WAVY newsroom with those details. Brandy?
Yeah, guys, the big crowd at the peaceful rally was all in response to the 2 officer-involved shootings last week in Louisiana and Minnesota. Many there earlier today in Virginia Beach using signs to express their emotion, refusing to keep quiet, refusing to be profiled. People at the rally said police shootings involving African-American men are happening too frequently. Protesters wanted to make it clear that tensions between police and the Black community is nothing new, but mobile phones are bringing more awareness. Hopefully, they say, with more understanding, more lives will be spared. Hundreds were there today for what they called a peace march in remembrance of the victims of recent shootings. Live in the newsroom, I'm Brandy Cummings, 10 on your side.